if you watch the verses with Swiss Beats and Timberland that had E40 and Too Short, you probably heard his song every other song. I mean, it was crazy. So let me introduce to you my brother, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Rick Rock. Rick Rock. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, everything is good, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, brother.
It's been a minute. But shit, you was in Atlanta what, like a couple of years ago?
Yeah, a year and a half or so. You know, you took me around. You know what I'm saying? Made the rounds, got that whoopty whoop.
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was dope, man. I wanted to invite you to the doctor's office because it's like a examination of the masterminds and whatever type of talent they have and how you worked your way to get to this point. Mm-hmm. So let me start off with a question like, what was your introduction into hip hop and beat making?
Hip hop and beat making. Well, I started off in California, and I got with a group when I was in the 8th going to the 9th grade, so maybe 13, 14, something like that. And I met these guys. They were called the MC Rocksters. And they mobbed with my nigga Angelo Thornton, rest in peace. He was like the older cat. He was like 22 or something, Mm-hmm. And he was the main rapper. And Tony Laws and a John Butcher and a Latin Lover was the DJ. The other two were the rappers. And I was the beatboxer. And so I started off beat. That's how I got my name, Rick Rock. And I said, Ricky Rock. That was like my solo.
Yeah.
But we were doing shows, and they were showing me the ins and outs. They had a drum machine, and and they were putting songs together. They had studio time and all that. And so I got to learning that and learning how to do the shows and stuff, and going different places and doing shows. And then the dope game came, and then, we ended up selling the drum machine and buying dope, and they started getting into that world. And then everything started collapsing. My mom moved to Alabama.
Wow.
And so I was still there. I was 16. I was still there. And I got some money, and she got the money for me, and I came to Alabama. Now, when I got to Alabama, that's when I started getting more into taking it serious on my own. Mm-hmm. I went to try to get some beats from Dr. Fingers out there in Montgomery, Alabama. They said he was the nigga, so I went over there to get the beats and shit, or whatever like that. And then I had ran into this guy, you know what I'm saying? This guy right here. I think at the high school, and we would be rapping and shit.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, you was into the shit. And then we met Chris Kring or whatever. And then we started getting into, that's when I started honing in as a producer. Because even then, I think we went to Dr. Fingers to get the beat. You know what I'm saying? It was me, you, and Chris. We'll go over there and get Doc. You know what I'm saying? And I might have the samples in my head, but we'll go over there and get Doc, and Doc will, put it together. And then finally Doc was like, nigga, why don't you just do this shit yourself?
Yeah.
Because then you got the ideas. I could just show you how to work the shit. And I was like, all right, shit, fuck it, yeah. So then he started teaching me how to use the SB12 and shit.
So you went from beatboxing to rapping. There was just like they included you out there in the rap too, and then you just came.
Yeah, no, I really wasn't rapping then. I didn't rap till when I got to Alabama, and then the homies wasn't there no more. Who was the rappers? And then I just kind of, I always loved it or whatever. So I just started fucking around myself. But I was just so young, I probably didn't think, it was my place, because I was even younger when I got with them. Mm-hmm. When I got to Alabama, you start finding yourself or whatever, and you start attracting like minds, what I'm saying? And so my clique, people I started running into when I started, getting to know people in Alabama, they was into the hip hop. Mm-hmm. We talking hip hop, Chubb Rock had came out, back in the days, all that shit.
Yeah.
it was just like I just loved that shit, and so I got into the mix in Alabama, and it was mostly bass music and shit out there. So
yeah,
it was hard to find that. So I had heard about Dr. Fingers, and that's when I started. That woke my game up. You know what I'm saying? I already kind of knew the drum machines, and we would make the beats and shit there. Or a homie would make the beats, when I was in California. So when I got to Alabama, like I said, that's when it kind of started sparking. Especially when I got to do with you, me, you, Tico, and
Chris Kringle.
Kringle, and because we was doing all the aspects, and it's really a trip because I would take pieces from from California when we was doing our shows, and I tried to incorporate it into when we were doing our shows.
You
know what I'm saying? And then when I came to California back and started doing other shit and got a group and signed them to labels, I would take our shit.
Yeah.
And I would apply it to them. You know what I'm saying?
We had choreography and the whole nine, yo. We put on
I got the tapes now. We be at the Midway House on Midway rehearsing. You might be cracking jokes. I mean, we all might be playing a little, but we was rehearsing.
Yeah. Oh, we was in there sweating, yo. So we got it right because we knew.
And we were doing shows.
First of all, we knew that we was doing straight hip hop in Alabama, where all they wanted to hear was booty shake. So we had to go with the energy just to even get them like, okay, let's listen to them. So, man,
I got our first show when we did at that little school, and Chris Kringle had like a balloon tied to his hand, or whatever. And then we was freestyling in the auditorium.
Yeah.
And I had like a mood changing shirt on from Oak Tree. And so it would change all these different, that shit looked stupid, man.
Yo, we was the craziest looking group. Yo. But straight
y'all
up.
Had the looks though. Y'all had the look. I didn't even have that, nigga.
Nah, man, nah. We had the whole, because every time we went out, everybody just looked at us like, who is this? Yeah. I mean, we just totally. Cali, North Carolina, and Jersey, and Alabama. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, but it was beautiful. So we did our thing for a minute with the Roughnecks. Next thing you know, I jet out of town, go to college, move to ATL, and then you're still there because we could have had a deal with, what was it, like Polygram, and they was trying to take us for the royalties and stuff like that. And we was like, forget that. We just kept going and never did like we wanted to do. Right. Man, you stayed on it, and I want to ask this next question. I want to know what in your heart made you say, yo, I am going to continue to pursue this dream, leave Alabama, go to Cali with just beats and my will to make it.
Yeah. It's kind of a trip. It's like if you just, it was just pushing me. You know what I'm saying? You know what it was back then. And we were doing it childishly. We weren't thinking about money like that. We were thinking to be dope.
Yeah.
Trying to be dope. And I just kept chasing that. So it's like just the next day. Mm-hmm. We were doing it then, and then when I woke up the next day, I was doing it then, and when I woke up the next day, I was doing it then, and it's the next day, but it's hella years later. Something was just like, it was a push, man. It was really a push. And I remember I was in front of the Bell Building in downtown Montgomery, Alabama, and I had did these beats for this guy named Jew. Mm-hmm. We call him Big Jew, a big dude, whatever, right? And I didn't have no Gouda. Mike London, he had the Bell Bend and DJ Shadow. Mm-hmm. And a guy had came down to the Bell Building from California, and he was managing the Conscious Daughters. And I had seen him, and he was like, I gave him my tape, or like a beat tape to take to them. And he was on Priority Scarface Records. So I was contemplating on leaving or not. I was like, man, because I was up on the mic. Mm-hmm. And then Big Jew was like, me and him was trying to come with a scheme to like sell these basically fake tickets, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it was going to be like, you won a TV or something, like raffle tickets.
Wow.
Right. And then I was like, man, I can't leave Mike like that or whatever. And he was like, you know, he looked at a car out there or whatever, and he said, you see that? He's like, that's his car. He said, so, you know, you will always be up under him, and that's his car or whatever. So it was like, you have to go. You have to go try to, you know, chase it. And then I made a decision, okay, I'm going to go. And I took the ticket. The conscious artist flew me out there, and I did a remix for them called Screaming. It was a Screaming Meanies remix for a song called Gamers.
Oh, wow.
And they flew me. That's how I got out there. So they flew me back out there to California.
Yeah.
I just stayed. I was like, fuck that, I'm staying.
He's like, I am not going back to Alabama. Yeah, man,
I stayed on floors. I stayed in parks. I stayed in, you know, studios. You know, I was just like, I ain't going back. And I had baby mom at the house, all the shit. I was like, I can't go back. You know how it is in the Gump?
Yeah. It's
like you're always almost gonna make it or something. And it's like it was right there. It seemed like we always had opportunities, but it didn't, you know, go through all the way or something. So I was like, man, fuck it. Cause then one of my dudes, Mosley, that I already knew from California before I moved back to Alabama, he was really doing it. His name is Mike Mosley. He had done songs for Tupac, Scarface, E40, you know. So when I was working in Alabama, I would look at the credits and I would see the address in Fairfield and I would see the name, like, damn, he's really doing it.
Yeah. So
when I got out there, I was like, oh, hey, they really doing it. You know what I'm saying? So then Mike Mosley ended up coming because he did the real song to Gamers. I did the remix. Mm-hmm. So he came to a studio performance when the conscious artists were rehearsing. Yeah. And he was like, man, what you doing? I was like, man, I'm staying with Scott on the floor and right now. He said, man, come with me. And so he took me back to his studio and I lived there for the next 2-3 months. And that's when I started really, you know.
You was in that zone. You was honing that craft.
Because remember, we had the SB12.
Yeah.
SB12, where's my SB12? I got the same one that we used to use.
God, word.
Right here.
Big up to my pops for making that investment for the SP12.
yeah. Pops was instrumental, man. So rest in peace, man. But man, you know. So, I mean, I got there, I stayed on the futon, I get up, and I only knew the SB12, so that's like ancient history, you know. So when I got there, he had MPCs, keyboards, rack mounts, and, you know, I never knew how to do any of that shit. So I would take my time when he was gone to learn it, so when he got back, I'll have something up, and he'll be like, what the fuck is that? And I'll be like, yeah, man, you know, try to prove I'm in here working. Yeah. So I would learn all the shit, and that got me, you know, on to learning all the equipment, the NPCs and everything else. And when I stayed there, people would come through. That's when Mystical came in there one day. He was looking for Mike. Yeah. And he was late, so I just got on and started, you know. And Mystical was like, what the, you know, and then I got the song.
What the fuck is that right there?
It's called Murderer. Motherfucking Murderer. He just came in and heard the beat. And just came in and just started rapping. So you know, so organic things like that started to happen. And before he came in, waiting on Mike, and I'll be like, I'll play a beat and he'll pick it. And then so I started kind of just, you know, by staying in that studio, it allowed a lot to, you know, it was like I could wake up and there's just equipment there. Yeah. And I was curious, trying to figure everything out, and that's how a lot of shit, Daz, Corrupt, all them, they used to come through with studios. Then eventually I got a record deal with him and shit. I mean, it's just a long journey.
That was the Cosmic Slop Shop with the Federation?
Cosmic Slop Shop came through Mike. We signed to M2 the dude that made Juicy Fruit. Mm-hmm. We were signing M2 May. He had a label. He had a subsidiary from where were we at? Was it Warner Brothers? It was something like that.
Okay. Yo, so now you making the beats. you getting hot. I mean, you on Tupac, you got Jay-Z, you got Busta Rhymes, you got everybody's coming at you for these beats. Mm-hmm. Do you, when they hear about you and they want you to produce for them, do you cater to their style, or do they just come and want the Rick Rock beat, or is it just organic when it manifests? How does that go down?
I think it's a little of all of that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, they want a specific sound, especially when you start getting hot or whatever, and the records are translating, and they kind of want that. But you know, a lot of times they just come in the studio, and I can just, you know, I'm usually got my eyes closed, or my eyes looking up on some weird shit.
Yeah.
And then I just vibe off what they're on. And then, you know what I'm saying, we'll try to come up with something that's, because you got to think, you know, I came from Cali, but you know the history in Alabama. We was doing all that hip-hop, and I was doing Miami bass, and now I'm back and I've got this West Coast shit. So it's like, we was in the East Coast music.
Yeah.
I try to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe alter a little to wherever maybe you're from. So if you're West Coast, it'll still have these elements of hip hop in it or whatever, but it will be more catered to that. And if you're from the South, like, or Midwest, like the Ray Cash Bump on My Music song, it's kind of like, it's got the hip hop elements in it. I got the sample friend drums and shit.
Cause you was dealing like with like I was saying, with East Coast, West Coast, down south. Some of the names we got, like you said, Mystical, Jay-Z, you got Busta Rhymes, you got Will Smith. Come on, son. Lisa Left Eye, Angie Martinez. You did stuff with Ross Cox, my man Redman. Man, when I seen you did stuff with Redman, I was like, that's that shit right there. And I used to play some video game in the Deenie Bopper, Deenie Bopper, Deenie Bopper. Yeah. I know, yo. I always heard these beats, and I mean Method Man, Bone Thugs. I mean, from 50 Cent, all the way from everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely, like I said, you've been in it. You said you've been in East, South, West Coast, and you held it down with all these people. Who would you say was one of your funnest people to work with, or you collab so great with? I'm gonna say E40 because I mean y'all got so much.
Because you know we about like 80 songs in or whatever. You know, like it's kind of stupid at this point, but so those is fun and shit. But outside of that, I'll say maybe Jay-Z, just because it was Jay-Z.
Right.
We had, you know, I couldn't believe it was happening.
Yeah.
It was surreal. You know, he was intelligent. The whole atmosphere, you know, all them, because we were at Baseline Studios. You know what I'm saying? And I came out there to do the song for Jay-Z. I had a song already on the reel that he wanted. And when I got there, he didn't want it no more and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, he was like, nah.
He's like, that's yesterday.
I played a couple beats, and he wasn't fucking with it.
Yeah.
So I had to just get on and get out right there or lose my opportunity. So those things made it like a trip. And then when I came with something, and he just was,
you get that. That's what he be doing.
Then he went in and he recorded it. I'm on the, you know, he was recording with me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, could you change that a little? And he's like, who does that? He said, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it. But who does it? I remember him saying,
who tells Jay-Z?
Yeah, basically, like, you gonna tell, okay, I'm gonna listen to you. It's cute. It's cute. I like what you're doing. Okay. You know, so, and at the same time, I was signed. I just signed to. I had been signed a couple years to EMI at the time. So Big John Platt. You know, it was like everything was coming to fruition. Like, so my deal was like, okay, I'm making good over here. Then my dreams coming true right here. Like I'm just pulling myself into it and shit. Like into the world. Like, wow, it's really happening, you know what I'm saying? So, and just some conversations we had, and you know what I'm saying, shit he was saying, and you know, because we did 4 songs that week.
Wow, I'm not. Because that was wait a minute, that was Change the Game.
Yeah, Parking Lot Pimpin'.
Parking Lot Pimpin'.
and Get Your Mind Right, Mommy, Get Your Mind Right.
What? Oh, man.
That's what I did on the spot, Get Your Mind Right. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, fuck. And then, but anyway.
And those got different styles to them, so that's
right.
Crazy. So it
was dope. It was dope. And then he was going to do Parking Lot Pimpin' as the first single.
Yeah.
So while he was doing, we recorded it, then he just started talking about the video. And he was talking about how, you know, he will put like the clothes on the bed with some of those beds that go into the wall.
Yeah.
All right, we never had none of that shit in Cali. So, and he's like, that's how he would press his clothes. So he wanted to show that in the video and all this shit. And so all that just was special to me. But then Pharrell came in with the single. Then, you know, he took the first single.
A little salty. But hey, that was beautiful that you got to work with him. So you did 2 albums yourself. You did the Rocket album in 2015, and then you did Rick Rock Beats in 2019.
Right.
With your first album, how did that feel, man? To be able to really put yourself out there like that. One of my favorite songs you got on there is with the one with Snoop, Never Met Her.
Right.
That's my joint right there.
Oh, right on.
Tell us a little bit about that first album.
The first album was. You know, it was the one that took the longest, basically the decision to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm gonna do this shit. And really, you know, a lot of that has to do with Swinger. You know what I'm saying? He one of the homies. You know him.
Pick up the Swinger, Move Swinger. Yeah.
Passing away, but he moved Swinger. He told me I was going because he had a bad car crash. For the people, he had a bad car crash. And he came, but when he came back from that car crash, he would always tell me that he was gonna die soon, and that he needed to tell me that I needed to get with Dooney Baby, because we had something to do.
Yeah.
But remember, I didn't know Dooney Baby back then like that.
Yeah, no, we was different crew. We was different crew.
Right. So when then I took Swinger to get his tooth pulled or whatever, his wisdom teeth, and then he ended up dying or whatever. So then I ended up going out there, and then, you know, like I said earlier, I went out there and I didn't come back. Then I got my first check, which was $1,750 from Continental, and I took that and I flew myself to Alabama, and I went to Dooney Baby. He was working in the mall in Montgomery Mall at the Dollar Tree, and I told him, I got a ticket for you to come to Cali. I know you don't know me like that because Swinger told me to.
Yeah.
You know? I said, so come out here. Just come out here with me, man. I guarantee we're going to do something. I can't guarantee you exactly what it is, whatever. Anyway, so long story short, I felt like I wanted to get at kind of like to Swinger in a sense, like because we were always doing rap albums, you know what I'm saying, back then. And then when y'all left, you and Chris Kringle left, me and Swinger really was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was doing a lot. He was really wise beyond his years. So I think that was the kind of like behind the first album, like, I'm gonna just have this shit out there. Like I got an album out there. Yeah. I remember talking to Swinger, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I put the shit out or whatever. I got him on my arm, you know what I'm saying? So he with me.
Yeah.
So I think that was more the motivation of the first album. And I really wasn't sure. I knew musically, sonically, I was, my shit was cool. But, you know, I had never did a whole full album rapping and shit. So
yeah,
when I listen back to it, it's okay. My second album is better. And my album I'm working on now is way better.
And can we get a little name of what you working on now? You got a name.
It might be Senior L. Blaps Bastardly or something. I don't know, man. But it's taking shape. You know what I'm saying? It's like pieces of puzzles and. So you got. It's funny how we dealt with music because in the 90s we had the boom bap, then it went to like Little John era. And then it went to trap. Yeah. So during this whole trap takeover, how did that affect your production? Because it seems like over in the Bay, it's like a cult. It's like you don't even need
East Coast, South, no other part of the world. It's like the whole Bay Area. You don't even have to leave the bubble. So did your production change or what?
Nah, because you might get some influence,
Did you do a trap song?
No. I mean, if there might be some influences in, but I'm from an era where, we didn't try to bite like that.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm more like original. So I was blessed to have my own original shit in several different styles of my own. Mm-hmm. So, I'm like, and they just, I'm getting better. You know what I mean? It's, so, no. I just, I always try to put paint where it ain't, do what they can't, and ain't. You know what I mean?
That is true. We always wanted to look different, sound different. We never wanted to hop on no bandwagon like that. So
and when I got to Cali and I worked with Dre, I did a song with Exhibit called Symphony NX Major.
Yeah, that was hard.
Dre. So that's when I was like, okay, I can't just, it's real. When you in Alabama, you might try to make a beat that sound like this guy or that guy, that guy, or whatever. If you were doing that, and it's like when I got in with him, I was like, damn, what if I had a beat that sounded just like him? Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I was like. Nah, I'm never. Even when I got to the Bay was doing a mob sound, and my homie from out there was like, man, this is how they doing it out there.
Now, what do you mean by a mob? Yeah. What do you mean by a mob sound?
Well, a mob sound is like a sinister bass line, or a heavy bass line and a clap, and a tempo. You know what I'm saying? It's like a style of music, that was really prevalent there. Mike Mosley was kind of making it. The Bay Area was kind of, starting to make their own sound at that time, and it's called mob music. It's usually 70 to 80 something BPM.
Okay.
It might be like, it'll just be like, and they'll just get on. So, but I was really adamant to him, like, I want to switch them over to me. Because I can't see no long career chasing different styles and different.
Nah. Yeah.
Because like Jay-Z said, you have this white hot space. Whether you're good or not, you might be brand new, but the way you come in is different or whatever. But then that year goes by fast. That 2 years, 3 years, 4 years goes by pretty fast. Now you're into 5 and 6 and 7. Do you still want to keep going? Now you're into 10, 11, 12, like years and going, 20. Like, so you see shit come and go. You see the new shit come and go. All you want to do is keep working.
Yeah.
Keep working. Don't get discouraged. Just keep working. When you're not white hot.
Yeah.
I'm not white hot. Okay, this is the new shit going. Okay, I can't go switch my whole style and chase that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then you start learning how to do that and you get all into that, then it switch.
And then everybody gonna be like, I want Rick Rock beats.
Yeah, just
you know what I mean? So it's like they want
the original.
Yeah, they want the
original, and you never know what's gonna poke out when you be original. You just never know. Some shit poke out like a turd in a punch bowl, start floating, and be like,
yo. So you even the newest Busta Rhymes album, you got music on that?
Yeah.
What was it with the Farrakhan joint, right?
No, I did the one with Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay.
The old one with Mariah, and the new one with Mariah.
Wow, they was like, yo, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Call Rick Rock.
I guess so. I actually did 4 or 5, and that's just one of the ones that made it. So
wow, that's dope. Yeah. So yo, the verses comes around. You got E40, you got Too Short. Every other song I hear is a Rick Rock production. Man, how was that experience right there, man?
It was dope. It was like going back in the journey of time, you know what I'm saying? Because each song is a session. Each song was hundreds of miles that I drove to his house, from my house and back, late night drinking, talking shit, eating, and making these songs. The competitiveness, like, you can't shit, nigga, you did that shit. Could you do? you know, like you do something, you can't do it again or something like that. You know, that whole little spirit that we had in trying to do something, create something new. And now when I listen back on it, I know that wouldn't be there if I didn't do it. Like I don't hear it nowhere else. That's my shit. So it's like it was dope to hear the years.
Yeah.
And the commitment to it, and you know, like you got your own style. Like you put something there that it's a, you know, I always wanted to put my own brick in the wall of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Cement that motherfucker.
I mean, listen, you known as the father of the hyphy movement, so you damn sure did that. You know what I mean? That's monumental right there. Yeah. So now I know everybody's busting down your door like, yo, I need a Rick Ross. Because after that, I mean, I know they was looking at having you battle with a DJ Battle Cat for a second, and now to be able to sit back and just not even have to battle, just let your beats play and while everybody's celebrating it, man. That's something right there.
I think it's just dope. It's just a long journey, bro.
Yeah.
You know, when you watching that, you're thinking of that too. You're thinking about back and everything, and just like for shit to come to fruition. I often call it to myself the dopest hip hop story I ever seen, because I seen it out my eyes.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And all the miraculous, you know, dreams coming true. Like, you know, if you walked in the side of my head and watched the movie out my eyes, like you was in my head watching my every move, you'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
He was doing this. Damn, his mom is telling him, you need to quit. You got babies you need to take care of. And you're like, okay, mom, I'm gonna give it a year. And then it just...
Yo, son, you've been making beats since like 93 at least.
At least.
At least. Hold on, because I left in 93, so it had to be 92.
Yeah, it was 91. It was 91, shit like that.
Damn.
We was doing that shit. Now, there's a picture when we was at your dad's house and we was on the drum machine.
Oh, yes.
That's kind of like when it was starting and shit. I was working at Oak Tree in the mall.
Yeah.
And, I was with Steph or crazy, but yeah, man, this shit was
So that was a beautiful thing, like the whole verse. So what's next? You said you working on a new album.
Yeah.
What else can you? What's
working on a lot of little things, man. They got a Mount Westmore album they dropping. It's Ice Cube, Snoop.
I seen that.
Yeah, working on. I got a few on there. Working on. I got some crazy shit with Snoop on his own solo shit that we just did. I got some shit with 40, of course. A bunch of rhymes, some Redman.
Yeah. Yeah, you like the go-to man.
Just trying to keep going, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you ain't
working on my shit, and I got an album coming out the end of March 30th. It's Battle Loco. That's one of my artists. He the homeboy, been my homie for since 1995 when I came to Cali. Something around up in there, 96ish. So, bro,
you ain't trying, you doing. And I gotta ask you a couple off the radar questions. Who smoked more, Redman or Snoop?
I think Snoop.
I thought Reggie
done Snoop a lot though. I've been around Redman a couple times, a few times. So I didn't see him smoking like that.
Oh, okay.
But he does. So I seen him smoking though. But
Snoop's next level, huh?
Yeah, he go in.
Yo, here's another question. Why do you think people have never heard a Tech 9 song? What is it about his music that people have never heard his music?
I think initially he was almost looking like devilish with the clown shit, and the hair was red or whatever. You know, so I think initially motherfuckers was like, you know what I'm saying? That's like some devil shit or something. But I think I might have even thought weird about it or whatever. So.
And you wound up doing a song with him, right?
Yeah, I did a few with Tech. Yeah, for sure. That's the homie, man. He got down for my shit too.
Word.
So yeah, I think that was it. But he's one of, like, if we had to fight for the Earth to be not destroyed in an alien battle on another planet for hip hop, we had to send our best 10 up there to battle for the planet.
Yeah,
I would send him. He's one of the aliens. He's a beast.
All right, before I get you out, one more question. Top 3 producers.
My top 3?
Yeah, your top 3.
Dre. Hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay, hip hop. Okay, Dr. Dre.
Hold up, nah, it ain't even gotta be hip hop. Go somewhere else. Take it somewhere else.
Well, Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire.
Wow, nice one. Nice.
Damn, what's my guy who produced? Ah, man, he's crazy. But I'm gonna do another hip hop. I'm gonna do Maurice White. I'm gonna do Dr. Dre, and I'm gonna probably do Premier. That's one of my favorite groups of all time.
Okay. Oh, we used to kill some gangsters.
That's my personal couple, but there are some dope niggas out there.
Yeah. Well,
that's been my heart. You know what I'm
saying? From the West Coast, you in my top 3. How about that? Straight up. Hey, yo, last thing before we get you out here, what advice would you give for entertainers and the next generation coming after you?
Be original, put paint where it ain't, do what they ain't. It's okay to be you. That's what they can't do. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but
you can't help it. You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, handle your business. If you're a producer, you're publishing, what they would call mechanicals, and is your lifeblood, is your lung. You know what I'm saying? So do what you got to do to get on or whatever, but make sure you're handling your business and make sure you remember once you get in, it's a long haul. Because you got, just think about all of that. Do you really want to do this for a long time? And it's hard work, so persevere, man. And if you love it, it's best if it's in you, not on you. You know what I'm saying? When you love it, shit, you can persevere and you can keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the next day.
Be sleeping on floors like Rick Rock if you really love it. Tell him,
man.
Tell him. Recording in the hot closet.
Oh yeah,
going. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I got recording for that right now.
All night, just making beats. Man, I got to witness it, so I was there.
We put the foam in there.
Yes.
Hey, let me say this real quick. I don't know if you can edit it or whatever, but those tapes. Remember, we made some tapes. So we literally bought the tapes. They were blank tapes. Mm-hmm. Then we went up the street and bought 2 stamps. Then we bought green paint, and we did that. That's when we did the Cleverhead album.
Yes.
And so on the tape, I would stamp so it could have the words on it. Stamp on one side and stamp the other on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And we shrink wrapped them. And the crazy shit is, when I was doing a show as the Cosmic Slop Shop, me, Big Lurch, and Dooney Baby, my first record deal, in Seattle, and somebody had the tape. They walked up on me with the tape, and they was like, man, I got the Cleverhead tape. What the it wasn't open or nothing. I was like, damn. We were selling them initiations, Ak Ben's store in the mall. That's where he got them from, I believe. So.
Oh, wow. That's dope. So big up the Ak Ben initiators. Big up to Mike London. Oh, man, everybody that was part of this story. It's a beautiful thing. Rick, hey, I love you, brother, and I'm glad I get to talk to you once again and share your story so others can understand what you went through, so they can see you and go through that fire just like you did, bro.
Yeah, come out like Jesus on the other side, bronze.
No doubt.
I appreciate you having me, bro. So, and excuse me for everybody out there. I'm real long-winded. I'll be trying to really figure the real story.
Hey.
So get off topic a little, but now
I'm sure they don't mind, man. This is a conversation, man. This is what it's about. You know, we just chopping it up. Right. So once again, this is the doctor's office. This is Rick Rock. I would say you want to give them contacts, but you can Google Rick Rock and you'll find out.
They still can hit me on the gram, man.
Okay.
On the gram, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up, Rick Rock Beats. On everything. Rick Rock Beats. Follow your ninja.
All right, no doubt. Peace out, bro.
Peace.